A. Enter the working walk. Proceed down center line to C. C. Track to the left. H to E, shoulder 4. E to F, change the rein. F to K, working walk. K to E, shoulder 4. E to M, change the rein. Between M and C, develop the working trot. H, X, F, change rein on the diagonal and lengthen the stride. Between F and K, develop working trot after lengthening. V, leg yield right across the center line to quarter line, down quarter line to upper rail, track to the left. S, leg yield left across center line to quarter line, down quarter line to upper rail, track to the right. A to E, working trot. E, circle right 20 meters twice, allowing the horse to stretch deep into the contact on the first circle and developing the working trot on the second. E to H, shoulder 4. Between C and M, develop the working canter right lead. B, circle right 20 meters twice. Circle 1, working canter. Circle 2, transition downward to working trot. B to K, working trot. KXM, change rein, lengthening the stride in the trot. M to H, develop working trot after lengthening. H to E, working trot. E, circle left 20 meters twice, allowing the horse to stretch deep into the contact on the first circle and redeveloping the working trot on the second. E to K, shoulder 4. Between A and F, develop the working canter left lead. B, circle left 20 meters twice. Circle 1, working canter. Circle 2, transitioning downward to the working trot. B to H, working trot. HXF, change rein on the diagonal, transitioning downward to working walk before F. A, down center line, X halt salute. Dismount, stand quietly for a moment. You may reward your horse. Take the reins over the horse's head and leave the arena leading the horse at its shoulder. So let's take another look now and just have a quick peek at what's wrong and what's right. Now, Amber rode this test without any warm-up. We just quickly did this and tried to get it down. So I thought she did a wonderful job, first time attempting this. Very nice straight center line there. Horse is nicely over its back in a good rhythm. So that's a very good entrance. First movement here is the shoulder four. Now remember, the shoulder four differs from a shoulder in. In a shoulder in, the horse is expected to be bent the whole length of its body. In the shoulder four, the horse is more like a leg yield. The horse can be a little straighter in the body. But here she doesn't quite get her off the rail. She started out pretty good, but didn't quite get her off the rail enough in the shoulder four. Still good rhythm here in the working walk. Now you notice our ring, and this ring I used today because it had all the letters, this is kind of scalloped out in the corner, so she should have come sooner to the rail there in order to get the horse to come up correctly at the letter. Remember, you always look 5 feet before the letter so that it gives your horse time to bend onto the track. So here we come into the second shoulder four here, and this one starts out quite nicely and stays quite consistent here along. So that was really quite good and just about the way we'd like to see it. That's a good shoulder four. It's on a 3-track. Notice that the inside hind leg and the outside foreleg are tracking together. That is on the same line. So that was really quite a good one and a good turn and good rhythm. So now we make the transition to the trot, which the horse does quite nicely there. Could have been a little more immediate off the leg. And into our first lengthening. Now I put these lengthenings right in the beginning because we want to get the horses opening up, and we want it to be all about movement. The problem with many of the lower level dressage tests in the past is they had a tendency to make people ride too much for accuracy and therefore killing the movements of the horse and not giving them time to develop the movements where necessary. So this is the first leg yield here. Now that started a little slow off the rail, and she's trailing her hindquarters a little bit in this one, so that would be marked down a little bit for that. Though it straightens out pretty nicely, but you got to see the end of it is about where it should be all the way across. Same thing this way. Now this one works out a little better here. Notice that she doesn't trail those. She trails a little bit in the hindquarters there, a little more than you'd like. So that would be a little bit of a count down there for that. So once again, we'd like to lead with the shoulder, but not have the hindquarters trailing quite that far. Still in a good working trot for this level. And goes right into a good stretch. And gives her another circle to redevelop the working trot. She does that quite nicely, comes back up without any resistance whatsoever, without much change of rhythm. And actually now even the trot is a little improved after that lengthening, after that stretch rather. Now this shoulder four is quite good. That's really just about the way we'd like it to be right there, so that one's quite good. Then we make our first transition to canter. Now notice she has the room in there to do it between the letters, and at this level, once again, that's what we're looking for. We don't want to end up killing the horse's movement for accuracy, which is once again what led to so many problems in the tests that we used to use here in the States. A good working canter there. Nice balanced transition back. Notice the horse, how lovely the horse stays engaged through that top line throughout all of that. And how soft and regular the horse is. That is, regular in its rhythm. And we come back for our second lengthening here in the trot. Gets a little better this time. It's a little more of a lengthening, though it could have been a little bit more. And we come to our second set of circles in the stretch. Really nice stretching down there. It's a good reach behind, good rhythm. And then in our second circle, we bring the horse back up, redeveloping the working trot. One thing to always remember, Amber's reins get just a little bit too long here. She makes that transition. Back up into the working trot. Notice how relaxed the horse has been throughout this entire test. To our second canter. Now she does that a little soon. When it says between the letters, we would want to make those transitions between the letters. Otherwise we'd ask. So that was a little bit early on that, though a very nice transition. We put the downwards transitions on the circles in this beginning fundamental level in order to give the horses plenty of time to not be forced downwards in their downward stride. Plenty of time to develop that working trot without having to slam the horse down too quickly. And my goal in all these tests was to create tests that mirror how we train. So very nice back to that. And we finish just in this basic working trot and our last downwards transition to walk. And we have plenty of room to do that without trying to make it happen directly at letters, which will start to happen in the next level. Good transition back to walk, doesn't lose the frame, doesn't become resistive. Now, once again, just showing in this corner, she should actually come to the rail a little sooner than that, but this, you can see how the ring is scalloped out there in that corner. But beautiful, relaxed ride. Very nice halt there. Notice how immobile she is, not completely relaxed. Now in these lower level tests, in the fundamental tests, we allow the riders to dismount in the ring and reward the horses there. So they get something for being in the ring, and the next time they'll want to come back. So this is a great way of beginning the competitive career of a horse. Notice how beautifully the horse stands nice and relaxed throughout all of that. And she exits the arena. So that was our foundation level number 5. So we have 6 tests within the foundation level. Great job by Amber here. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody else beginning to ride some of these at home. Great work, Amber, and perhaps on very short notice. Thanks again for being such a patient helper there for me to get these done.